Hello, welcome to My Startup TV. I'm Major Shetty. Today we are again back with another episode of Founder Talk Show. Today I have with me Mihir Shah, who's founder of EPQ Beverages, the company that is based out of Mumbai. Mihir has done a master's degree in biomedical, and he was in US for about 6 years, returned back and started his entrepreneurial journey here in India. Now, Mihir is on a mission to provide healthcare which is better, which is affordable and available. So let's get into the interview and understand what's the mission, what's the vision, and what got Mihir into the world of entrepreneurship. Mihir, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Major. Thank you so much for having me here.
Before we try and understand your entrepreneurial journey, we would like to understand, a bit about Mihir itself, about you, also with some focus on, your background with a degree in with a master's degree in biomedical, as to how did that come about, and what motivated you to come back to India, and start your entrepreneurial journey here.
So once again, first, thank you for having me here and giving me an opportunity to put the story out. So to begin with, I always wanted to come back to India. Going to the US was a stepping stone in understanding what the world had to offer in terms of technology, in terms of learning new things, new cultures, meeting new people with new ideas. And like I said, I always wanted to come back and contribute to the healthcare ecosystem in whatever small way possible. There was no one reason, if I have to pinpoint, which led me to come back to India. Rather, it was an accumulation of small amounts and taking a calculated risk. And if I have to put it, in my last few months, I had a very high-paying and secure job in San Francisco as a senior business intelligence manager, but barely had any time to do research and development work. It was more of a desk job. You look at spreadsheets, you analyze data, and you present a business plan going further ahead. And this, coupled with the work visa trap, the desire to be close to your family, the drive to dedicate your prime years to the most meaningful work that you can do, and obviously wanting to do research and development, that made it feel like it was a natural decision to return to India.
That's very well brought out, because many students who go out, many young who go out for their master's degree, for education abroad. That's my personal opinion, and because I've been in the journey myself, having done my masters from UK. What I realized was that includes some of my classmates who had come from India, also people where we were sharing. I mean, it happens, right? We as a student, when we are out, we are sharing accommodation, and even there I found people were not sure what was it that got them to the far away from home. So yeah, I think you brought it up very well as to why you went there and why you came back. So that explains. So viewers, we are in conversation with Mihir Shah, who's the founder of EPQ Beverages. It's a startup, medical healthcare startup that's out here, which is working towards providing easy, affordable, and available healthcare. So Mihir, when you came back, you already had a master's degree in biomedical, and was it a natural thing that you wanted to get into healthcare, or there was some amount of conversation that went around, or with your family, with your friends, or you within internally? I mean, when you finally decided that this is what you want to do.
So I think it's safe to say, I was, from a very young age, I was captivated by how things came to be, how things would work. Even if you see a television working or a radio working, radio playing music on it, it would captivate me a lot. And because of that, I aspired to create remarkable innovations myself. Now, this passion, coupled with a personal health care at a very young age, led me to pursue biomedical engineering and subsequently establish a healthcare venture.
So
Your
your
exposure, to the international, to the US, where you worked with, or you studied with students from across the globe, right? How did that help you shape your dream, and personally also, what kind of exposure experience did you take from there?
Studying with different students from different countries definitely helps because the way they approach things, they they bring their culture with it, and which along with it they bring the way they think, the thought process, their ideology. So it mattered a lot. It helped us understand a lot. For example, when I was over here in India, the education system is very different from what we have over there. Now, over here, we used to focus a lot on making sure that we know the theoretical part of everything. Now, over there, they focus a lot on the practical aspect. I'm talking particularly in terms of science and technology. So, over there, a lot of practical emphasis is given. And now, when you look at Indians approaching it in a certain way, then the Chinese approaching it in a certain way, then probably the Italian student, Japanese student, them approaching it in a different way. So, it's a very good way of seeing how different people came for the same education and they approached it differently. And and when you talk to them, you pick up certain things from them. For example, there's a Japanese friend of mine. He's still, in fact, he's a bionutritionist. He's involved with us in this project. The way they used to dedicate themselves to a certain subject was very different. They would remove each and everything which would hamper their focus. Whether it's even a cup of coffee, they would keep it aside. When they are studying, they are studying. Whereas for us, it was different. If we couldn't have fun, we couldn't learn. That was our way of doing things. But yes, we picked up certain things from them. They picked up certain things from us. They probably learned that you can be a little bit light-hearted while doing certain things. And we learned that there are times when you have to be very serious, very focused, and you cannot allow anything else to cloud that.
well, very well brought in, because that's kind of
That kind of balances out, isn't it, from being completely, on one extreme, coming somewhere halfway through and midway, and creating a balance. That's perfect, actually. So, Mihir, you are a researcher. You also have, you also have a few patents under your belt. Do you want to talk about, the patent that you have filed, and anything, that one particular that thing stands out which you're really proud about, that, and did you file these in India, or was it in US?
Patents, or before that, before the patent is filed, a design is made. All of that, yes, all of that has been done within India. And when we file for patents, we file depending on product to product, where we want to file just for India or we want to file for further more countries. So we have launched 4 products till date. All of them have been, we are proud of all of them. But if I have to point out a couple of them, we launched a product called CoCare, CO2 Care, and this was during COVID, which would absorb carbon dioxide from masks. So this was important as many were using N95 masks, which are thick and which could lead to carbon dioxide toxicity. Because the carbon dioxide does not leave your mask, it keeps on getting accumulated. And that toxicity enters your bloodstream over prolonged use. So while our tech's end product is going to be an affordable air filter, which covers wide applications. But currently we have cracked the carbon dioxide and the oxygen part of it. Work still is being done on it, and we need to take care of particulate matter and other gases. We held discussions with several leading corporate houses during that period when we were launching this product. And We wanted to see who we can collaborate the best with, but they either wanted to increase the price or wanted to take full ownership of the technology, which we couldn't allow. So we ended up selling the product, the co-care product, to hospitals at that time, to doctors, nurses, essential workers. But it could not successfully reach the hands of general population. And that was a big learning for us in terms of marketing, educating the masses, choosing right partners, window of opportunity among a lot of other bureaucratic wisdom. Now, this was the first one this was a product which could have had a mass impact. And now during the same journey, it became clearer to us that India needs proper education and nutrition if it has to improve its health quotient. We can create n number of innovations, but without these two foundational things, it is not going to be easy for anybody, including myself. So this is where our current product comes in. It's in health and wellness space. Essentially, it's not only affordable, but it is truly Indian at heart. And it brings ancient nutritional wisdom to your doorstep with the help of modern and sophisticated technology. Our team calls it a 10 rupee wonder. So it is affordable, which will allow most of the people to have access to it, to consume it. And but the work doesn't end here. This is just the beginning.
We have with me in conversation is Mihir Shah, who is the founder of EPQ Beverages. Mihir Shah is a healthcare entrepreneur. He is also a researcher who has got 4 patents under his belt. He's come back to India after 6 years in US after completing his master's in biomedical, and he started his startup here in India. We are in conversation, understanding what his journey has been, how his journey has been, and going forward, we'll understand what his startup is all about. So, Mir, tell us about this startup. What is it all about? What do you build products? Do you build services? Are you rolling out solutions? Because one of the things that you want to do is healthcare is easy, affordable, and available. So, how are you doing this?
So, sir, the mission is simple. The vision is simple. Like you said, affordable and accessible to all. And in all of this, innovation is at the heart of it. So we are innovating in different spaces, whether it's therapeutic, whether it's curative, whether it's educational, whether it's AI. We are doing in multiple ways, but everything eventually relates to healthcare only. Now, the first product was a baby product. So if you have to, I will not be able to put ourselves into a particular small bracket like we are just into nutrition, or we are just into diagnostics, or we are just into therapeutics. Coming for a research background, it definitely helps to, provide your expertise to several solutions. And that is why I've not limited myself to any particular field, just being diagnostics or therapeutic or anything of that sort. So we have a list of projects. We have 40 plus research projects which we have worked on. We have done prototyping on most of them. And they are not only within healthcare, they actually have use cases in other fields as well. Like they have use cases in nutrition, FMCG, even in defense. Some of them have in transportation. So yes, they have multiple use cases.
So what is the scope
of the work that you're doing? I mean, what's this business model here? If you could also talk about that.
So I think it will be too early for me to explain the business model because it's just not yet there. But yes, essentially everything we do, the first aim is whether are we solving a real problem. Now, if we are solving a problem, then the second thing is, can we make it cheap? Can we make it very affordable? Now, once that happens, then we try to bring in partners, strategic partners, who will help us make sure that this thing reaches the masses, the audiences, the market as quickly as possible. And not only primarily at a domestic level, but then if we can, we want to also do it at a global level. So the other products which are coming in, including the current one, we are also going to be taking it out in global markets.
You're working in a very an upcoming market, an emerging environment. What challenges are you facing, if there are any, and then how are you overcoming that?
Challenges have been being a researcher and coming from a business community has kept me in a better position, but that does not mean we have not had challenges. We have definitely had challenges, and we are more than happy to deal with it. We believe every challenge brings a hidden yet obvious opportunity for us, and some of the key challenges that we have faced is excess in funds for large-scale product, and that too accessing at the right time and finding the right strategic partners, that has been a key problem. But if I have to point out at something which is not tangible but still a challenge, is patience. Not only for me, but for the people involved in this journey, be it the professional family or the family members which you live with 24/7, your mother, your father, your siblings, everybody. And each one of us has had to demonstrate patience while our venture strives to achieve its goals. So yeah, I think the biggest challenge for the real world would be getting the right partner and the right funding at the right time. And on a regular basis, it would be patience. That is key when you are in the field of innovation.
Well, I think that
Across the board, isn't it, for startups? Patience is the major thing for founders. Without that, I think it's very difficult to continue doing what you really want to do. Indian startup ecosystem is also quite vibrant. You are in Mumbai, I'm in Hyderabad. Most of these cities are, Bangalore, NCR region. All these cities are known for, the way the startup ecosystem is, building up, and there are a lot of support system also, right? Did you get any support from your system in Mumbai or elsewhere in your journey?
Started almost 10 years back, and that time the startup ecosystem was not that receptive. The landscape in India offered very little support, whether from venture capitalists or the government. One had to figure out things by oneself, a lot in fact. And innovation did not hold much value because it required high amount of capital, and especially when it came to ROI. So private sector players offered support, but for replicating businesses or replicating business models, and that too particularly in the tech industry, IT industry. If you're doing an AI project, yes, there was help available. Although the startup ecosystem had evolved greatly, and currently also I think it is moving by leaps and bounds, but the progress hasn't fully extended to the healthcare sector. Although India excels in medical tourism and pharmaceutical exports, it still lags in genuinely supporting innovators, especially in the healthcare sector. And by innovators, I mean people who are solving real life problems with real products. Services like simplifying online doctor appointments or ensuring fast deliveries are undoubtedly valuable, but they do not address the deeper foundational challenges of our country that still need dire attention. And in India, many people generally want to contribute. The kind of culture we have, the kind of value system we have, where gratitude comes naturally to us, sharing food comes naturally to us. Even today, the young adult bows down to an elderly, whether it's a family member or not. And this is out of respect. So the willingness to give back is there, but these people need support, these people need education, and they need exposure. Sometimes you have financial support, but you don't know how to utilize it. So a startup ecosystem, if we have to say, it involves a lot of things. Now the government is taking steps to support innovators, which is a move in the right direction. Hopefully this momentum will continue to grow. And we didn't get the access to government support when we needed the most, but we cannot blame them. Definitely cannot blame them. System was not innovation friendly for the longest time, and it cannot happen overnight. And There's no better example which has been running past 3-4 days than the Kaveri project. So we can understand. We will never be able to blame the government for not providing support, but we would definitely be looking forward to what the government has started, the Make in India projects, then Banega India, and I think a lot of new schemes have come up now to support startups and particularly innovators in the healthcare system. So yes, we definitely are looking forward to this current government and the initiative that they have taken. And like I mentioned, this is the beginning. Hopefully, we will have the right institutions, government-backed programs, incubators, and people to partner with along our journey.
No, I take
You started 10 years ago. We also started somewhere in 2010, though not in the form we are currently. There was hardly any support, but things have changed. Things have changed drastically. Especially one thing that really caught, which I'm really appreciative about, is the fact that industry is today open to ideas from a startup, from a new researcher, innovator, and ready to integrate that into their larger scheme of things. What do you think about that?
Sorry, I couldn't get the last part.
I said the industry is today
Willing to explore or work with young innovators, willing to work with startups, and if they're good solution, they're ready to integrate that into their large scheme of things. So how has been your experience with industry?
We have had experiences. We have, like I mentioned, we have met certain corporate houses, and they were interested in the projects that we were doing at that point. But collaboration was difficult. Like I said, either they wanted complete ownership of the technology, or they would want to increase the prices. And like I mentioned, with our particular mission, if a product can be made available at an affordable price, I would want to keep it that way. If a product is such that it is not going to be possible at all, I can understand that. Then you can only cater to a certain society, certain part of the society. But for most products, we are still in talks with a lot of people. And let's see. Innovation is new for India. India is not known for, India is known to have talent. I think it's time now India should start getting known to be backing that talent as well. So fortunately, in these 10 years, we have a pool of people, you could say sort of a support system who we can bank on. But we are definitely looking forward to meeting more number of people. We feel growth is possible when more number of people start collaborating, start working together. And I think it's happening in India, and that's what it's happening at the right time.
I think it's time.
India meets ancient Bharat, which was known for innovation, known for discoveries, known for science and technology. India may have been lacking, but I think it's time it goes and meets Bharat's, the ancient Bharat. So, Mir, before we close, I would like to know, if you have any from your experience, I would like you to give, share some thoughts for students who are going abroad for higher education, and also for entrepreneurs who are in the very early stage of entrepreneurship.
Going up out there, I think it's early for me to say, because wherever they're going, whichever country they're going to study, I would say focus on your studies, focus on building something. If you're going out there, if you aim for the moon, you will definitely reach for the you land somewhere still up in the sky. So yeah, remain focused. But I think for people who are already working over there, the innovators who are looking to come, maybe trying to come back over here, they already have a good ecosystem in the West for innovators. They do get backing easily. But if at all there are people who are planning to return back home, yes, there are a few key things that they should keep in mind. While innovation is a one-time thing, running the business is going to be 24/7. So you can say innovation is emotion, and this business is practical. So it's like giving birth to a child happens once, but raising the kid then is a lifetime thing. That is where innovation is, and that is where business is. So if you have to come here, you innovate your thing, and then you get out of your innovator mindset and get into the business mindset. Either that or get a person with a business mindset and partner with that person. And like I said, we have a pool of people, so innovators are welcome to approach us directly. We have been fortunate to have formed a pool of such people and institutions which might be useful to someone. And on a wider note, I would urge these innovators to hire a professional agency which can guide them through the various government schemes specially available right now in India. Sit with 2-3 people from business background, brainstorm your product viability, your market fit. Takes a couple of days to brainstorm and another week or two to get detailed analysis. And India is the place to be. And if you're contemplating on returning, it's the right time to act on it. You can have family, you can have a career, friends, affordable luxury, and much more. And probably, I think, that is what everybody is looking for at the end of the day.
Very rightly brought up. Yes.
Place to be for all those who have gone abroad looking for better opportunities. India now provides you not just opportunities but also that quality of life that you are looking for. Mihir, before we sign off, My Startup TV, we are a dedicated media platform for entrepreneurs like you, startups, startup ecosystem. We broadcast 24/7. We do live broadcast of major events from across India. We have different verticals that help take the message across of entrepreneurs, be it our web television, be it our OTT platform, a digital magazine, and podcast on Spotify. What do you think the kind of work we are doing? Do you have any thoughts for us?
What are your thoughts about the kind of work we are doing as My Startup TV?
So this, in fact, is an excellent thing which we are doing. Showing the world that there are people, there are innovators who are bringing up something, either products or services, and you need a right platform to showcase them. Not every innovator is good at expressing themselves, and I think I would include myself in that. So having somebody like you who's able to show us to the rest of the society helps massively, because you never know who this might reach to, who this might end up motivating, and for all you know, there might be people who are wanting to help, and they also get a platform to reach out through you. So not only people who are, it's everybody who wants to do something small or big, but something new, something different. When there's a platform like yours, it's nothing short of a blessing. That's wonderful.
Thank you, Mihir.
Words and viewers, my guest today is Mihir Shah, who's the founder of EPQ Beverages, a healthcare startup that is working towards providing affordable, easy, and available healthcare. Mihir returned from US after completing his masters, and his mission is to create healthcare or provide healthcare that is easy, that is affordable. Thank you, Mihir. Thank you for joining us. And viewers, in case you want to know more such stories, join us every day, Monday to Saturday, 4 p.m. On live Founder Talk Show. Thank you, Mihir. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow.